Have you ever been in a situation where you had to face overbearing obstacles with no idea how to overcome those obstacles? Throughout growing up, a good number of obstacles become present in everyone's lives. We have all had moments in our lives where we have faced difficult obstacles and were uncertain how or if we were going to get past that point in our life. Billie Holiday was one of the most influential jazz singers of all time, but behind her successful career was a shocking past where she struggled for many years. I will discuss the process by which Grammy Award Hall of Fame inductee Billie Holiday overcame her terrifying past and found herself a thriving career for many years until she lost her battle with substance abuse. But behind her successful career was a shocking past where she struggled for many years. Before we discuss how Billie Holiday became famous and how she overcame her struggles, we must begin by revealing her early life. Holiday was born on April 7, 1915 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to Sarah Fagan, who was only 15 at the time. Clarence Holiday is believed to be Billie's father, and he was absent in most of Billie's life. In 1920, Sarah married Philip Goh, and Billie had a somewhat stable home life until the marriage ended a few years later, leaving Billie and Sarah to struggle on their own again. After Billie and Sarah were on their own again, Billie faced many struggles throughout her adolescence. In January 1925, Billie was sent to the House of Good Shepherd, a facility for troubled African American girls, because she was skipping school. Shortly after Holiday returned to her mother's care, she was raped in her family home by a neighbor named Wilbur Rich. She was then sent back to the House of Good Shepherd under protective custody as a state witness. After that incident, Billie, who was only 15 at the time, followed her mother to New York City and began working in a house of prostitution in Harlem. During this difficult time in her life, Billie found solace in music, and her music career soon took off. Billie Holiday was soon discovered by producer John Hammond while she was performing in a Harlem jazz club, and she soon had a career as a jazz singer. Billie was soon recording work with an up-and-coming clarinetist and bandleader Benny Goodman. Billie's first commercial release was Your Mother's Son-in-Law, and in 1934, singing Riffin' the Scotch was a top 10 hit. Holiday began touring with the Count Basie Orchestra in 1937, and the following year she worked with Artie Shaw and his orchestra. Billie became known as one of the first female African American vocalists to work with a white orchestra. Billie decided to become a solo singer after the orchestra and developed many famous songs such as God Bless the Child, Strange Fruit, 'Twan't Nobody's Business If I Do, and My Man. Billie Holiday's career as a jazz singer took off, and she overcame many struggles she faced as an adolescent. That is, until she married James Monroe in 1941, who got her addicted to smoking opium. The marriage did not last, but Billie's problems with substance abuse continued. Billie Holiday died on July 17, 1959, at the age of 44 due to sclerosis of the liver caused by substance abuse. In the year 2000, 41 years after her death, Billie Holiday was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In conclusion, Billie Holiday was born into a difficult life where she struggled for years. Before becoming famous, she struggled well throughout her adolescence, including being put in the House of Good Shepherd Reform School twice, being sexually assaulted, and working as a prostitute. She overcame those struggles in her adulthood when her career as a jazz singer took off. In her later life, she married, divorced, and got involved with substance abuse. Billie's substance abuse later led to her death, and she died at the age of 44. Billie Holiday was one of the most influential jazz singers of all time. Throughout life, everyone will face some sort of struggle, and it is up to ourselves to let those struggles define us or overcome our struggles and move past them.